Hello everyone and welcome back to another week of building KASHYYYK here on the SW Bricks and Figs channel. We're 19 weeks in now. I know I missed a week last week, but we're back again with another episode this week. And this week we have a load to work on, including a new couple of hallways that are going to go on the new base place, as well as finishing off all the terrain work and starting some wall details and all sorts of good stuff like that. We also have a giant Bricklink package that comes in later in the episode as well, so this should be a good one. Make sure you hit that like button if you end up enjoying, and of course subscribe to the channel if you are new. But yeah, again, no live streams this week. I haven't been live streaming recently just purely because my Wi-Fi has been bad, but we'll be back with the live streams soon, and when we do, we'll obviously get back to all the live stream shoutouts and stuff like that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this episode. With that being said, let's roll the intro. So for once I actually time-lapsed a load of the progress this week, and the first thing I worked on was first that spinning platform in the center, and also a load of different work on working out where everything's going to go and stuff like that with these different pipes, as well as expanding the areas of the sap, which is in this medium nougat color, which is such a good color. I really love the way this looks. And basically, yeah, I was going ahead just working on a few of these podiums and stuff like that, and then I decided to expand the areas around the back and basically finish off the base plate. So we went ahead and did a nice dark bluish grey wall along the back just to make it nice and clean and symmetrical with everything else we've done. And then I tiled it off or plated it off with these dark bluish grey plates. I started with some wider ones and realised it was probably better just to use a few thinner ones on here. And then I went ahead and used filler plate to do the centre section as well. And then I went over back into this corner and did again some more raising up in this side and got everything to the same level. This basically made it so easy to basically expand this and work on what I wanted to go where. This definitely helps to sort of lay out a base plate, the flat base plate, to be able to work on for me. And then I basically tried to do a small hallway along here. Basically that's the first thing we're going to be working on now, is this small hallway in this corner. I'm going to do one on both sides, but this is the first one I went for. Basically we're going for the classic Death Star sort of wall design or wall paneling, sort of Star Destroyer window sort of paneling. And then after this it was time to do some more terrain work. So you can see here we're now going to go and just basically work on and finishing the rest of this side over here that hasn't been done, all the way up to this wall in the corner, which is looking really, really good. So sit back and enjoy this as I go through and add some dark green and reddish brown. Next thing I turned my attention to was back over on this side, where we're basically adding in these triangular patterns and raising up some more sections. You can see we're just going through, widening all of this off, and so it's starting to work on what we want to do for the actual hallway design. I haven't really got a design in mind at this point, but we're going to go through and try out a few different things and basically add a few different things in there to basically work out what we're going to work on. And then after this I went ahead and did the same thing on the other side and raised up this section over here as well, and this is looking pretty good if I do say so myself. Once I had everything raised up, I started to lay out where this hallway was going to go, and again worked on those classic triangular patterns, and we basically have 1.5 of those right here. And then continuing into the middle, we also raised up this section here with just a load of filler plate, just to get it all done, ready to go before we build the wall in front of this section. And I continued to extend that back wall up on the final side as well, just raising it up there. And now it was time to actually work on what these hallways were going to look like. So I plated off and tiled off everything underneath with this black tile, looking really good with these sort of like groove tiles in the middle, and then started to work on a nice wall design that I kind of used over in another part of the mock, and I think looks really, really good. And then I wanted to get these grills in here, or these ladder pieces, so I ended up just working on a few different things here. You can see basically prototyping a few different things to get this wall inside. It's basically inset a little bit, but it looks really good in my opinion, and have 2 of these sort of wall sections in the middle, which look pretty good as well. Now after this I basically just added some masonry bricks on top and raised up this section, so it was ready to create some sort of roof that branches between the two. I went over on the other side and replicated this. I laid down the black plate in the middle, followed by the black tiles, and then went ahead and recreated the wall pattern again over on this side, followed by some more work on just sort of securing everything together and adding in some different branches across the middle to get this looking pretty sturdy. And I think overall this is looking pretty good right now, and I'm really happy with the way this is coming together. I've definitely had fun working on these 2 small hallway sections. I think they're coming out pretty well if I do say so myself. This is how the first one's looking kind of here, and this is the second smaller one over here on the side, and I do think this is looking nice. The next thing I did was just lay up a load of masonry behind these support structures just to continue that wall further on. Okay, so I think we made a pretty good start to these base plates right here now. Obviously with these two back sections in there in place that you've seen, obviously there's going to be a huge wall pretty much running up pretty high, about as high as the walls over there pretty much along this side, and same over here on this side. This will basically go up to where we've got the sort of prison cells and stuff on the other side. So basically this will link onto those base plates. In a minute I'll put it back onto the main thing and show you exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, we finished all the terrain over on this side. I think it's just a nice little mix of dark green and the reddish brown. I think it's looking nice. And then of course we have this center section right here. Obviously haven't really talked too much about this, but I do want to replace all of these different platforms with this design right here. I think that looks a lot nicer, and I can just put a one stud on top like I have over here, just to have figures stood on it and stuff like that, and then that'll look a lot better I think than the sort of like curved dish design. Wish I'd thought of that before I bought a load of the dishes, but oh well, it doesn't really matter. And then yeah, basically you can see you can run between these on these pipes here, and then this actually will kind of reach to here but also is pretty close to here, so you can kind of make that jump as well. Obviously this area isn't actually meant to be ran on and stuff, it's just what you do in the game and stuff obviously. And then you would be able to just jump onto here, which is actually part of the hallway here. I just need to raise this up by 2 studs, and then that'll be pretty good there and there as well, and then that'll connect there. Then how it sort of will go with this wall, I think I'll have like a wall basically coming up to here, so a diagonal wall from there to there, and then this will all be a wall right here, and then all of this area here will be filled in with these medium nougat tiles. So I think that's going to look really, really good. The one thing I do have to finish is just this area over here. This kind of bit of terrain here is just nowhere near finished, so I've got to go ahead and do that. And then this base plate's looking pretty good. I think these little hallways are looking nice. I do really like the way I did the walls and the light designs and stuff. If you can kind of see through the through these triangles in here, you can see basically we have these nice panels in here. Pretty good, similar thing to what I did over there in the doorway, but yeah, pretty cool. And then I did in fact use this technique here with these ladders and stuff on these bits in here. I think that looks good, and also it worked out perfectly because obviously this one right here is actually literally half of what this one here is, so I ended up actually having to split that last one in half, but it actually worked perfectly back there. You can kind of see this ladder is actually only just one of the 2 ladders, and it's literally exactly half of that, so that worked out really, really well. That could have been a lot worse if I've done that slightly worse. I mean, literally it could have been another 2 studs this way and I would have been messed up, so I really am glad that that worked. Sometimes you just have it where things just work out perfectly, and I've started to sort of layer this up on top and make it nice and strong, and then I'll put the lights and stuff in here. I'll probably have 2 lights there, and then probably like 1, 2, 3 at least lights there, maybe another one. I'm going to have an elevator here in the corner, so I don't exactly know how that's going to look, but I think that's going to look pretty good. And then obviously this wall over here has started to go ahead like this. Not sure if I particularly like this perfectly, but I might add some sort of things in here. I might just move some of them apart and have things breaking up this pattern here, but I think it looks pretty good nonetheless. Very, very basic. And then it's going to go up and up and up all the way to the hallways that I showed in previous episodes and stuff, and then I'll show in just a minute when I move this back. So I think I'm going to go ahead, finish off that terrain area, and then we're going to put it back on the mock and have a look at how it looks with all the base plates in place, and then I can start to plan out what I'm going to do in the future weeks with regards to the base plates that are going to go here. And now here you can see me just coming across with it and trying to steadily place it into place. It was a bit of a tight squeeze, but it worked out pretty well, and then we now have it back in place on the mock. Okay, and there it is in the mock. You can see we're looking pretty good here in the corner, and this is basically what I was talking about before. So basically, I don't know how well I'm going to be able to explain this and show you this, but basically this level here is going to come all the way across to here. So we're going to basically have a replica of this hallway replicated or mirrored again onto here, and then this will basically span up to there, and basically I've got to build up to there, and then there'll be kind of like a gap where you can see into the hallway, and then this roof will come all the way across. Obviously there'll be supports and stuff, and then this will go all the way up to the top of this base, and then there'll be sort of like a wall along the back as well, and this is going to look pretty good if I do say so myself, I think. So yeah, obviously you'll be able to look out from here, so basically up from here on the hallways and stuff, you'll be able to look down into here, and now you can see with these 2 base plates in here, we're going to effectively just slowly ramp it up from here, very, very slightly, sort of in similar things to what I've done here. So you can kind of see there's a lip here that runs along there. There's like a bit of a Hitler lip that's going to sort of come out and maybe go across here, and then I basically have a few different things to work on here. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do here. I think I'm going to have stuff like the giant spider. There's like a giant spider sort of thing that's in Fallen Order that I'm going to have maybe about here. Obviously this wall's going to continue all the way along to here, and that'll be all raised up and nice, and basically I'll have to just order a load more of these to do this first layer, and I'll probably have a few different techniques making up the next layer above, which is going to look good. But yeah, I think that's looking pretty good so far, and I'm really happy with the progress we've been making. Maybe not the most amount this week, but I'm really glad we've got everything set in and sort of worked out where everything is. We've started the hallways and stuff like that, and I know I missed a week, but I'm pretty happy with the stuff we've managed to do. So basically next things we have to do is just buy more of these little pieces to go along here, and then you'll notice there's also some pieces that are in in the wrong color just down there, these little clip pieces, those need to be replaced. And then we're pretty much done with that base plate there, apart from just sort of raising it up and stuff. We've done all the terrain and that sort of thing, and then we can really work on the terrain on these two base plates here. And then we're getting close to finishing. Basically, after that, I need to sort of set these pieces in stone. Obviously, these are still not really attached. They're just like prototypes, or not prototypes, just sort of detached, so that I can then go ahead and work on them on different areas and stuff and remove them and stuff. So I can attach those in probably next couple of weeks. And then I can really start to fill in all these gaps here and then go across again with the first layer of the roof here, and then basically build up on top of that up to about here where there's going to be another roof and stuff like that. So you won't be able to see any of this filler stuff or anything like that. You won't even be able to look down into here. There'll be just a few lights in here, and this will basically be the only bit you can really look down at. So you'll be able to see it from this angle, but you won't be able to obviously look down into it because there'll be a roof on top of it. But yeah, I hope that makes sense to you guys. You'll be able to look in from like here, if that makes sense. And then yeah, it will look pretty good. So definitely got to keep working on that. I kind of ditched this area here. I was working on this a lot in the first, maybe a few weeks ago now, maybe even like 5 weeks ago now. And I got this entrance looking pretty good, but then I don't know why I just stopped working on it for the time being. And I think I still had a few things to work out with the doorway and stuff like that, with the different things. So I can always still go ahead and motorize that if I want to. It was kind of like an idea in the back of my head, but might have to come back to that another time because I don't know too much about motors and stuff. We also got a few more of these pieces at the convention last weekend, so I will be adding those into there, and that's another thing we need to do. There's like a couple of missing pieces in that cell right there, but yeah, we're pretty much done with the cells and stuff, which is good. I've just got to work out a way to continue this hallway up to the sort of where that where the door is, continue the hallway coming this way as well, and then merge them together, and then have some sort of like fake elevator. Obviously it won't actually be there, but it will look like an elevator there in the corner. And that's looking pretty good. And then we have to work on these base plates. So maybe only like 10, 20 episodes left. I know that sounds like a lot, but yeah, we're going to see how we go. And yeah, just keep chugging away at it, and we're going to get through this mock pretty quickly. I think we're getting definitely towards the home straight. I know there looks like a ton to do, but it's definitely feeling like I've got more and more done each week, which is really, really good. Okay, and then I showed you a couple of pieces that I picked up at the convention a second ago, but we also got a Bricklink package in this week, so I thought I'd go over all the pieces I've been buying that I'm going to be using in the next couple of weeks, and this is going to be a really good head start because I've been very, very low on both dark green and reddish brown. So in here we have some bricks, some sort of like reddish brown bricks that are going to be good for the border and stuff like that, as well as these ones here, and more reddish brown slopes and stuff in here. We have some more dark bluish grey 1x bricks because those just end up running out so quickly. Then we have a blaze in there, which is obviously to do with Minecraft, obviously not for KASHYYYK, but that's pretty cool right there. These pieces right here are great, are really great for sort of stacking up and getting really good height whilst also maintaining good strength underneath. So if you want to just sort of build everything up without using many pieces, these are super good, really cheap. I think I found these for like maybe a couple of pennies each, so really good deal on those. And you'll probably have seen me use thousands and thousands of them in both that section there as well as all the other sections of KASHYYYK, really, to be honest. Then in here we have some more plates and stuff like that, so you can see more dark green plates, more of these door handles and stuff. These are super useful. You can kind of wedge those in between tiles and stuff like that to get some really nice sort of half plate separation, which looks good, and some more hinges and then some more slopes in there. In here we have loads of these tiles. So these are 1x4 tiles. They're probably the cheapest way to do dark green tiles because otherwise they definitely don't make them in a ton of different colors. The 2x2s that I have somewhere here, I think in one of these bags that I'll show you in just a second, are really expensive. My friend Sam actually sent me about 60 of these, but I've got another 50 here because I'm still running low on these, and I definitely will need more for the second two base plates that are going to go in front of the ones I've just been working on. So that's going to be really useful, and it's always good to have more dark green and stuff like that because it's a great color. Then in here we have more slopes and stuff like that, more curved slopes in both green and reddish brown, and more bricks like I mentioned before. In here I think this is where we've got a couple more tiles and stuff like that. You can see a torso in there, that's just a basic torso. Some more sort of like reddish brown tiles and stuff. These two big white tiles are actually for a ghast from Minecraft. Then we have some more slopes, some more of these small pieces. I actually really like the way they look. They're like these sort of flower pieces but in reddish brown. Really good again for standing different stems and stuff like that in. More tiles there and 1x1s. Then I think there's some 2x2s in here somewhere. There's also these shoulder pieces which are so useful. I don't know how well I'm being able to show you those now, but I've seen people use these for like saplings and stuff and small trees, so I'm definitely going to use those. They're really, really cool. They're kind of expensive, but they look incredible when you use them right. So stay tuned in the next couple of weeks and we'll have some trees growing through, some little saplings. They're going to look really good. Some more 2x2 bricks in both green and in dark orange there as well. That's not really for KASHYYYK, the dark orange, but it's still good. Nonetheless, we have a moose room, which is pretty cool. And then we do in fact to have a stray from Minecraft as well, which is such a sweet minifig. I think this is one of the cooler ones they've done for Lego Minecraft, and it was very awesome, so I had to pick that up. And then finally we have a couple more plates, both 1xs, and I think that's 3xs up until I think that's like 6 right there, which is pretty cool. So yeah, some good different greens and stuff to do the terrain, and then these are just for Minecraft projects and stuff, I think, so for connecting different things together, so that'll look really good. And then yeah, basically most of this is just purely dark green and reddish brown, and you're probably going to see a very, very key similar theme across the next couple of weeks and across the next few hauls, because yeah, I just need an absolute ton of that just to finish off those 2 more base plates of terrain. If you imagine, there's 2 whole base plates which still need to be completely covered, so yeah, that's going to be a lot of plate and tile, so really good to get some more in here, and I'm definitely happy with this haul. And yeah guys, that brings us to the end of the episode there. I hope you enjoyed this week, obviously the return of KASHYYYK. I know I've only missed a couple of weeks so far, but it feels weird every time I take that full week off. It feels like I've been sort of like away for a while, but I know I only missed 1 week, and that was purely because I was really working on my collab build that I took to the convention. If you want to go check out that video, I'll leave a link up in the top corner if you want to check that one out. It was a really fun video. I made a sort of like small Empire versus Rebels mock to take to a convention, so that was definitely a good one. And if you want to check out what I bought at the convention, go check out that video as well. I'll also leave the link up in the top corner to that one. And yeah, basically I didn't really get too much time to work on KASHYYYK recently. There's been a lot going on in my life and everything, so I haven't really had crazy amounts of time to put into the build of KASHYYYK, and I feel like I'm at a bit of a crossroads right now where I have like a lot to work on, lots of small things to finish that I've kind of been bouncing around on. But right now, the stuff I did this week might not have looked like a crazy amount, but it actually really helped to sort of set the groundwork for what I can do in the future. I really know now what I need to do in order to sort of take that mock to the final level. Right now there's just 2 more base plates to do, which are again pretty easy base plates to do. They're just terrain work, so I've got to buy a load of stuff for that. But yeah, looking good so far. And then pretty much after that, I was just finishing things off, finishing off the hallway, finishing off the top of the roof. Pretty much the first half of the mock's done already, so just finishing off that top section, and then also just moving on to that back wall behind the setup of that as well. And that's pretty much it. Then doing some lighting and stuff like that, so it should be a pretty good couple of weeks coming up. So I said maybe like 10 to 20 episodes. That was a very vast estimate. I don't really know how long it's going to take to finish this mock yet, but yeah, hopefully it'll be done at least this side of Christmas, 100%. I can pretty much guarantee that. At least I'd say maybe October time, maybe November time is when I'm aiming to finish this mock. I've got no sort of schedule yet, and I don't think I'll be taking it to any conventions just because of the pure size of it. I think potentially there's one in Birmingham, I think, that would probably be a pretty good one to take it to in the end of October. So if we can finish it for then, maybe we could get it into a car and drive up there, but we'll have to see. But yeah, let me know if you think I should bring it to a convention. I did make it modular, so I guess that would kind of work, but I mean, it would be a huge slog to get out there, and it would be definitely tricky, but it would definitely be fun, something fun to do, and it'd be cool to see people actually be able to see the mock and stuff like that. So let me know what you thought of this episode in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your feedback, and of course, if you have anything to suggest, if you have any comments, if you have any improvements you want to make, if you have any elements you saw that you think I could easily improve on, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear it. And thank you for watching, guys. I really do appreciate everyone who tunes into these episodes, especially you guys who stay to the end of the video. So let me know if you did in fact stay all the way to the end of the video. If you're watching now, go ahead and comment KASHYYYK19 was epic or something like that in the comment section down below, just so I can see which one of you guys stayed till the end of the video. But thanks for watching, hope you have a great day, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.